Oh wait, I gotta get my. I don't know if I need to record this separately, but I will.
Are you like, are you all like, did you
Oh
strain your
yeah, I'm
nerves?
getting over a.
Oh yeah, you
Mm,
said you were sick in bed.
yeah,
Weekly cam, sick cam.
sick cam.
For the algorithm, we're in here. Smash that like button, hit that notification bell, slide into the no, don't slide into my DMs. Wait. Am I clear? Am I good? Do you hear me in
Yeah,
a
you sound
crisp
good.
way? Okay. All right. Much like Amir's dad, I freaking moved. That's what happened to
You
me.
freaking moved.
I'm in a new spot. This move was last minute. Literally like cuz this is like a property like my parents own. But I guess I don't know. It fell into my hands where they were like, "All right, you can rent this." And I was like, "Hey, cuz renting is not that I mean, I can afford rent. It's like do the
Mm-hmm.
renters want you to rent? Like do you have the credit score to rent? Like
Mm-hmm.
that's the real thing. But I was like, "Hey, I can afford this rent." And like Amir's dad, I freaking moved. I'm out
You
here.
freaking moved.
It was like a 3 day notice, and I was out.
Yeah, you were like, Noob and I are moving, and then days later, you're like, yeah, we're moved in, and I was like, oh,
It was so
thought
quick.
this was gonna be like a couple months, at least a couple weeks. Nope.
I got in, like I hired the movers, like the moving truck, to move all our stuff because I'm not moving stuff by myself ever again. No, I
Mm-hmm.
hate it. I got him a Hello Kitty key. I have my regular key. I went to Home Depot, made him the Hello Kitty
The Hello
key.
Kitty key.
I stopped by his work because I'd probably be asleep by the time he got back, and I was like, "Here's your key, bro." And he was like talking to a customer, and he looked at me, and he had to keep like a straight face because he just saw the Hello Kitty key in my palm. He was like, he was like, "Why?"
Why would you do this to me?
It
I want
costed
a Hello
like
Kitty key.
$7 extra, but it was worth it. It was worth it for me. Sit cam,
Don't mind me,
weekly
I'm sick
cam.
cam. Weekly sick cam.
But we're
Um,
in here to talk about N word girl. Well, you have to call her that. I can call her nigga girl.
yeah. Well, look, she's rewriting the narrative. She's rewriting the rules, all right?
Nigga girl. That's the title. Can you
Rolls off
type
the
out?
tongue.
Can you type out the word nigga girl? Can you title this nigga girl?
I'm gonna say no. I could do the asterisks like they do for in Paris,
Oh
but I'm
yeah.
also not gonna do that.
Who was in Paris, Cam?
Who was in
Who,
Paris?
who was in Paris?
My mom was in Paris recently, and anytime I would say that, people would be like, "Oh, who was in Paris? Who was in Paris?"
They were
But my
they always had Paris in Casablanca. That's
they always have Paris. My senior year of high school, because it was COVID, we had a like virtual prom, which was just
Oh man,
really
yo,
ridiculous.
that is cringe as ever.
It was
What?
so bad. It was just like this
Did someone spike the virtual punch? Like, what
spike the
was going
virtual
on
punch.
here?
It was just like this video of like a DJ, and he was just playing different songs, and
Was it like a
people could like
Fortnite
recommend
party?
songs, and then eventually it was basically, yeah, it was basically like that.
Like that Travis Scott concert in in Fortnite?
I would say it was less eventful than the Fortnite Travis Scott concert. It was really quite boring, but at one point they started playing that song, and he was like, anyone know what this song is called? And then they had to turn off the chat function.
Was it censored? Was it like, yo, try to fight? You know, like
I'm
the
gonna
censored
assume it
version,
was. I
so hot,
fully do
try to
not
fight,
remember.
ball so
I
hot,
was
try
barely
to.
paying attention, but
They used to play that at my church teen events, but
that's so silly.
it was only the censored version. So like every other word, also trying to, okay, fight. Like it was like that. Yeah, you. Who was in Paris though? Who was
Who
in
was in
Paris? That's what
Paris?
this should be titled. Who
Yeah, who was
who
in
was in
Paris?
Paris? But
There's our
anyway,
title.
Nika girl. So what
Right.
what went on with you gotta I feel like you follow this more, or have you are you just been loosely following this where you're like
I've been
are you a
loosely following
student?
it.
I saw
I
that
would not say
initial
I'm a
video.
student. I'm not. Hmm?
I saw that initial video, and then I saw
Right.
like the The other ones are,
Did you
I'm
see
like,
the
she's
full
trying too
video?
hard. How long was it?
It was like a minute,
Oh, I
maybe.
didn't see that. I only saw like
Yeah, I'm
a
gonna.
15-second
Oh, I
thing.
should have uploaded these before we got in, but um, I saved a couple of her videos so that we can discuss. But yeah, so I've been loosely following this. I haven't seen like all of her TikToks and stuff. Some people have gone and like saved everything, and I have not been that locked in. I've more seen what has been going on like on Twitter, and I'm also like, well, okay, so I guess this is my angle on it is that I was thinking about how to say this, and I was like, yeah, I've been into the far right for a long time. And I'm like, that sounds weird.
You've been into
But
the far right.
I don't know why. I mean, I do know why. I have my reasons, but I take interest in the far right. So I know a lot about like sort of how they operate, and I can see what's going on with this girl. Like I can see that I don't know if she made this initial video. Even with the initial video, what she does a lot is she will shoehorn a lot of far right talking points
Oh yeah,
into what she's saying.
I saw her say an F slur out of nowhere. I was like,
And
and then
it's
she was like,
yeah.
"You need to pump out babies early." I was like, "Okay,
And it's like her
you're
heart's
going through
not
the
in it.
list. You're going through the list of
Yeah.
all the things to do." But anyway, let's
And it makes me wonder like I don't know if she did it with the initial video. I
because this
kind of feel
seemed
like she
natural.
did.
This time I have a beef with the
Yeah.
male community. I give my criticisms to all because we are all about equity and inclusion here, right? I'm sick and tired of all girls getting blamed, or like guys, certain guys, thinking that all girls are gold diggers. I don't know if it's because you get your information from those street interviews in like Miami
What
at
is
3
she
a.m.
making?
outside of a nightclub.
I don't know. And okay, I was going to ask you, is this me being white or was that like a lot of garlic?
Well, it depends on the if
I
there's like
can't
a
tell.
if she's like making like a dredge to like spread over a bunch of meat. But if this is like a single, it just depends because I've used that much garlic
Yeah.
when I'm making something for like a like 10 people.
Yeah, it doesn't look like there's a lot in that bowl though.
Wait, I got to see this from the beginning. What? Wait, and she's cooking too. But the thing is, it faked me out because the beginning, she did bring up a real point that we're getting like this. I see this online all the time where like people are
Mhm.
losing hope in women because of like these interviews that like they'll find like women outside of a club at 3 a.m. in Miami and ask her
Right.
about like I'm like what you go outside of like a book go anywhere like
Yeah, like that's not how you get a sample of like all women.
why are you going outside of a nightclub in Miami asking who should pay on the first date or like how
Mm.
many bodies not saying like anyone who goes to a club in Miami is like that but it's like it's like
Yeah, you're
going to
self-selecting. They're
yeah, it's
self-selecting.
like going outside of a church on Sunday and asking like what are the views on abortion, being like this is what everyone
Mhm.
thinks of abortion or something. Like so I mean that is a point that I see I'm like if and that's a thing like these people aren't going outside because I'm like if you have ever talked to a woman or a person there's a lot of variety. There's most
Mhm.
women I know have been like down to pay on a date or like it's like all this stuff
Yeah.
doesn't matter. But anyway, let's see Nigga Girl.
I have a beef with the male community. I give my criticisms to all because we are all about equity and inclusion here, right?
That too. I'm like that just feels like a little where she's like trying. She's trying to do her little thing.
We're all about equity and
She's
inclusion here.
she's slipping in those buzzwords. But this was before she got like I don't know. It makes me like was this her audition tape is my question.
She's gonna be on
I
Ben
don't
Shapiro.
yeah, like did she know what she was doing? And I kind of feel like it does not sound like she says the N-word in her day to day.
I'm sorry if
Maybe it
I'm
just
like
doesn't.
dark when you're like editing this. If I look all dark in the
Oh,
camera, I don't know.
hmm,
It's not bad,
maybe.
but it's like weird. I'm a little bit darker, but anyway.
Anyway, um, what was I saying? Oh yeah, she.
like you like she's just forcing in all these words. Like it doesn't. It's not natural, man.
Yeah, it doesn't. It feels forced, but
What if
Sick and
it's a social
tired of
experiment?
all girls.
yeah, honestly, like it makes me like it's happening so fast. Like I saw a picture of her. She was like flown out to some conservative conference, and this happened like within the last week, right? This video. So I'm like, what is going on here? Is this a psyop? Like, what's happening?
Yo, wait, a while ago, didn't we talk about you doing this very thing? Like you going undercover as a conservative for like
I try
I
to do
feel
a better
like
job than she's doing.
I feel like we had a conversation where we talking about a theory of you going undercover, like going
Oh
online,
yeah,
posting
because
all
Brett
these very
Cooper.
fake
Yeah, because
yeah.
Brett Cooper is my age, and I was like, wow, she's like evil me.
I was like,
She's
this
like
you
what
could
I
do
could
this.
be.
You could do this. You could go undercover, just start
I
talking
could do
about
this, and I know the talking points. I'm locked in. I could do this much better than she can. I'm just saying. Put me in, coach. But all right.
Getting blamed, or like guys, certain guys, thinking that all girls are gold diggers. I don't know if it's because you get your information
trying to see how much
from
what she's
those
making.
street interviews in like Miami at 3 a.m. outside of a nightclub. You're getting the opinion of some dumb whores and immigrants fresh off.
Oh, is she gonna
That's
say
so funny to me.
you cut it off fresh off the?
Fresh off the boat.
Is she gonna say boat? Fresh
She is
off.
gonna say boat. Here, we'll go back.
Immigrants fresh off the boat looking for a green card. Yes, they are probably gold diggers,
but not white women.
Exception. I'm the rule.
Not white women.
I'm the rule. Pick me, choose me, love me.
She's literally a pick me, like literally a pick me.
She's such hilarious. A pick me.
Everybody I know who's married right now, they're married to broke ass niggas.
I love this.
And they don't care. We don't give a fuck about your money.
That pause too. That like long pause after she says it, where she's like, "Okay, I said it. What do I say next?" Like it just feels like it was planned.
So when she says this, does she mean broke people in general, or does she just know like a bunch of broke black people? Like, do you think she spends a lot of time with black people? Is what I
really don't
want to know.
I really don't. I don't know where she's from. I get the vibe that she doesn't. For a number of reasons. I feel like I don't know. Maybe there are people who I've seen like there's like a Jubilee video where it's like 5 black people and 1 secret white person, and he like grew up in like the hood and he talks just like them. And I could see something like that where like he grew up around black people. I don't even know in that case. Because my point was going to be that a white person who is surrounded by a lot of black people is probably not going to be like, it's my right to say the N-word.
But
then I'm like, in what circumstances it's possible? Yeah.
I don't get why white people want to say this word so bad. It's like they're like upset that they can't say it. I'm like, I don't get it, man. But that's a that's a whole tangent. It's like I've never been one of those people that even back in like the day when we would just jump people for saying it, like my heart was not really in it. I was just like, that's the thing to do. A white boy said N-word, well, we gotta beat him. Like that that was just kind of the chain of events that would follow. But I was like, I don't really feel offended by this. It's just like, well, if they're saying it in conversation, like, what's, hey, nigga, what that nigga doing? Hey, nigga. But now if they're like, you hard end to me, I don't want to, like, that's a different sort of thing. But I don't know. That's, my heart was never in this. I'm not given the pass. This is not awesome. Gives the end pass to the world. But, but I knew a lot of white people who would say it back in the day. And people just wouldn't care. Like they would be from the block, and like they'd be like, that nigga crazy, and like conversation would just go on, and it would just feel like a natural thing. Like,
yeah, I don't. It sort of just feels like to me, it just feels like an etiquette thing, because I can understand conceptually the logic of someone being like, why do you get to police like what words I get to say?
Yeah,
but it just feels like there's just certain things that it's impolite to say in certain contexts. And it's like, okay, that's just etiquette. Like, I don't know.
It's like, you can say whatever you want. Just like I can call you but then they'll
Right,
be
no
like, I'll
one's throwing
say,
you in jail for saying it, but people are gonna be
yeah.
like, "Hey, that was kind of weird,
But then,
inappropriate."
like this literally happened to me before, where they were like, it's just a word. Like I was working with this like 50-year-old boomer, and he was saying
Mhm.
N word to me. He didn't want to. I knew he would say it, like, but he was talking
Yeah.
to me. He was like, I don't get the big deal with the N word. It's just a word. You can't control what people say. And this guy was like a veteran. I was like, so I can say that all people in the military are terrible all the time. Like, and I just went
Mhm.
through like lazy military people, and then he was getting all seething. Like I was kind of like I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, I can say it though. Like
Mhm.
I can say it. I can say the military is useless. I can say everything. I can say everyone in the military is dumb. And like he was just seething, like it's not the same. I was like, hey, by your logic, I can say this. Like I can form the words and and say this, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know.
But
I think that's about
what is up with this girl? So does she have like a YouTube channel? What is her name?
her name is Lily something. She has she took a bunch of her TikToks down, I think, but I found a couple of them. Um, so
Lily
I'll
Lily Gaddis? That's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing if she has
yeah,
a
and
YouTube channel.
allegedly she was like fired from her job, which I do to a certain extent feel like okay, having someone fired from the I don't know the circumstances of that. Again, I'm not like super dialed into this. She claims that it was like a mutual decision where I could see people like swarming her job and being like, fire her. She said the N word. And then she's like, okay, I don't want my boss getting harassed. So I'm just going to
Oh
quit.
yeah.
Because that was what she was saying. She was like, it was a mutual agreement between me and my boss. Do I think people should be fired from their jobs for flippantly saying the N word in a video? I would say from a consequentialist lens, probably not because it's going to radicalize them.
Oh yeah. They'll be I'm a martyr.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
suddenly think like, "Oh, I really am being persecuted by the woke mob." And then they go and turn into like this whatever this is where she just starts spouting off every right-wing talking point that she can think of because she's like, this is all I can do. It's like it's the same way that there are conversations in like left-wing spaces where it's like, can we allow in people who maybe aren't like perfect lefties? Maybe they still think it's okay to say the R slur, or they, I don't know. I'm trying to think of like something else that's relatively benign, but is generally not accepted in a progressive space where it's like, would you rather welcome that person in and then try to be like, hey, that thing that you're doing, that one thing that you're doing isn't cool? Or would you rather say, no, no one except the perfect leftist is allowed in our space? And
Oh
then you
yeah.
send those people to the right
Yeah.
because
Because you're pushing them
they are
away.
like,
Yeah.
yeah. And that's where I'm like, okay, firing someone from their job for saying the N word seems like a great way to create a bunch of support for the far right.
Yeah. But at the same time, it's like you can't like let it slide. Like,
Right. So it's like, but okay, it's one thing like to fire someone from their job when it's like, okay, I think about this is an extreme example, but like Tucker Carlson's head writer a year or two ago was like found to have a huge presence in this like online neo-Nazi forum where he was like calling black people like things that I'm not going to say,
I
and
thought you were gonna say
he
he
was
had
just,
terabytes of CP in the hard drive
oh
or
no, I mean I'm
something.
sure there's that too. And like those I feel like are fireable offenses. I think I think when you say the N-word flippantly in a video like this, you deserve like, I don't know, the internet piling on you maybe, but
Well, it
you deserve
depends.
to lose your job? I don't know.
It depends on the type of job you have, because a company can fire
That's a
you
good point.
for not.
Yeah.
A company can fire you for if you're misrepresenting them. Like, say, I don't know, like you're online. Like a company could like could come to my YouTube channel and be like, "You're not representing us. We're gonna fire you." And that's, well, it's within their. It's not like a government thing, you know. It's a private
Mhm.
company. They can fire you for whatever reason they like. It's not
Yeah,
like
employment.
government. Like the line is like, do I think people should go to jail or face like legal actions for saying the N word? No, but if an employer, because think about it, like, say your YouTube channel is very popular and you had
Mhm.
like an editor or something, and you hire her as editor, not
Yeah.
knowing her, like she's
Yeah.
just a good editor, and say like 6 months in she posts this exact video, what
I
are
feel
you
like that's
going
a
to
little
do?
different though. Like, I feel like there's a closer relationship there in the same way that, like, I understand everything goes back to, like, Fox News because again, that's one of those things I just happen to know about, but, like, what's his name? Not Bill O'Reilly, Sean Hannity was, like, losing sponsors. He, like, I remember I think he lost Gillette as a sponsor after something he said, and then that turned into a whole, like, "Fuck Gillette. How could they do that?" And it's like, you're not entitled to a sponsor. Like, you're not
Yeah,
entitled to someone sponsoring you. But if you're, like, working at some big company and you're just, like, one face in that, but I don't know. I
it's
don't know, because if the company is getting, like, flooded with emails
like
and
like
calls,
it's just you're misrepresenting the company. Like,
yeah.
you can get fired for whatever. You can get fired for not wearing the right clothes. You can. It's like, it's usually within the contract you signed to join that, like, you
I was
have
gonna say,
to
I know in the
represent.
job I just got, there was a whole thing in orientation about, like, what you do on social media and how that's seen as, like, a reflection of the company, and they're like, "Even if you have a private account, like,
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
still a microcosm of our company." So
Again, but this on in the private sector, yeah, you can do. It's sort of like freedom of speech. It goes down to that same thing. Can the government
mhm,
be like, you can't say the N word online? No, but can could YouTube, like, and they do, like, they'll
yeah,
demon like, could YouTube take all that stuff down? Yeah, because that's their private company. Like,
mhm,
it's the same thing. Like, you can get fired for. I've seen people get fired for stupider reasons than this.
yeah. That's fair, that's fair. I don't wanna sound like I'm defending her because 'cause I'm definitely not. I can't stand her,
Who was in
but
Paris? Who was in Paris,
who
Cam?
was in Paris? Um, who whoa, I was about to be like, I have a whole body of work online that's like, I'm to just be like, I'm not, like, sympathizing with the right. Like, you can literally look at my whole channel, I can't stop talking about it. But we got called Trump supporters in that was it
Oh,
Casablanca?
Casablanca, yeah. I don't understand how that even happened. I rewatched
I
that
think I
video.
also got called a slur for black people, which was a little
What,
weird.
they called you the N? They called you the hard N?
No, different one.
Oh, the Uncle Tom. You
Yeah.
didn't even want to say. I remember you commented, "I don't want to be
I
a
was like, "I don't
Tom.
wanna say that."
I don't want to be
I
a
was like, are
Tom."
you calling me that though? Like, what is that? I don't know where that came from. I don't know what we could have said in that video. I was like, I've been called a lot of things for my politics. Trump supporter is not one of them, but
You're Uncle Tom Cam.
yeah.
Now I'm seeing
Um
any of these anyway. I don't want to derail this to just YouTube comments, but who was in Paris, Cam? Does
who was
she
in
didn't
Paris?
she have something else? Well, can we post the other things? Because I saw she was dropping hard Fs,
I'll censor all of it.
homophobic Fs.
I'll censor it. I was gonna make this into a video on my channel, but I can also censor it in
Yeah,
the podcast.
I
Um,
I gotta say, as someone as a 26-year-old, not I was never homophobic, but you know when you're young, you're like, that shirt's gay.
mhm,
Like I just didn't know any gay people, so I didn't associate, like, in my head, being gay wasn't like liking the same gender. It was just another word for stupid, like, in
mhm.
my mind. So I'd be like, "What? That car is gay." Like, it wasn't that. So, but no, she was saying this stuff with like a full knowing of what was happening. She seemed nervous. That like video,
I'm telling you, she
she
seems,
seemed nervous.
yeah,
What is she making?
especially, yeah, what is she making? I want to, is
That
there chicken in there?
the
I
blue
keep just
bar
thinking
like
it's
covers it
chicken.
up.
I know.
She put a whole bunch of garlic powder and then hot. Let me see.
And then hot sauce. Yeah.
I'm just
Male
watching to
community.
see.
I give my criticisms
I
to
feel
all
like
because we are all about equity and
I
inclusion.
was in the
But this time
beginning.
I have a beef with the male community. I'm sick and tired of all girls thinking that, I don't
Okay.
know if it's because you get your information from those street interviews in like Miami
Nah,
at
that's
3
a
a.m. outside of a night.
that's a regular amount. That's a regular amount of garlic powder. It's not salt. It's not salt.
Okay, fair. Yeah, and I guess it's a bowl.
Yeah,
I don't know why I'm imagining it being a single serving, even though it's clearly something bigger.
but I know this is foreign to you. I know you don't even understand what's happening in this video. You're like spices and olive oil. I don't know what this is. Like,
Okay, I like spices and olive oil. I just don't
whoa!
like
Did you know that's an apron on
cooking.
her? Have you seen an apron before?
I bake. I bake. I've seen an apron. I don't
You
know.
bake
Yeah.
cranberry bread, whatever that is. Whatever
I
some
don't bake cranberry bread, but I could bake cranberry bread, but I don't bake other things.
I d-
I
when
don't
I
actually know who bakes the cranberry bread. But
when I
yeah.
moved here, I had to I had to like transport my sour because you have to keep sourdough starter in like a in like
Mhm.
a like it can't be like in too hot or too cold. So I had to like transport it all like carefully. I was like,
Mhm.
it was like in my cup holder in the in the car, just my sourdough starter. I was like, we got to get there quick.
Yeah, we gotta go.
Like stuff is hard
That's
to
insane.
maintain. You have to. It's like a science experiment. Like I have to feed it
Yeah,
twice a day. I'm in there watching it grow and like I'm discarding parts of it all just to make my bread.
I know the vocabulary around sourdough starters is so funny. I have to feed my sourdough starter.
To feed it.
But okay, here's another one, if I may. I don't
Hey,
remember what.
America. Hey, people not having kids. You are some stupid motherfuckers out there. The birth rate is declining, and what are you doing? You're getting married. Like, why even bother fucking getting married, you loser? You're getting married. You have some fucking dog in a stroller like a faggot, and then what are you?
It's like, what are you talking about? What
Okay.
is what the why bother getting married, you loser? What is she talking about? What is her angle?
When she said you have your dog in a stroller like a homophobic slur, I was like, is that a thing that gay people do? But nah,
Yeah, that
she's just using it as like a general like people will see me pull up in a Prius and say the same thing. Like,
mhm. She's stuck in like the early 2000s in that way. 'Cause like we don't, well, I'm not gonna say we don't do that anymore.
oh,
I guess
you go on Twitter.
that still happens. Yeah.
Did you see that one video where it was like this live? I think she was streaming either like Overwatch or something, and like the people in the chat with her on the headset were just talking about how they were gonna rape her. Like
Yeah,
literally,
I did see that.
it was like, and then she just like leaves the game
She just
and
leaves. Yeah.
like starts crying.
And ended the stream. Yeah.
Yeah, and people were like, "This is America. You can say whatever you want. Why don't you just mute the microphone?" Like they were doing that same thing. Like, and it's
Yeah.
that same argument. Like, yeah, you can say whatever you want, just like and not face any consequence. You can, but it's like you shouldn't. Like because
Mhm.
we live in a society, Seinfeld.
Mhm.
But that was dark, man. And like people use that free speech thing, but at the same time will get so upset at like pronouns, like gender
And yeah.
stuff, like you shouldn't say that or like free like it
Mhm.
only applies in one area.
Yeah. A man is allowed to say he's a woman, and it's like, okay, by your own logic,
A
yes.
man could say he's whatever he
I'll
wants.
I'll I'll operate with your framing of this. Yes.
But I gotta see.
Um
I'm trying to press play.
You have some fucking dog in a stroller like a faggot, and then what are you doing?
She watched an episode of
America?
South Park.
We're letting the birth rates decline, and I'm speaking particularly to white people. So today,
again, okay, it's like she just like throws that in there, and I'm like, okay, she forgot to say that before. She was supposed to say that the white birth rate is declining, and then she forgot to. Like,
it's like she has a script in front of her, like a script.
It feels like she has a script. It feels like she has a list of points that she needs to hit. And most far-right figures, when they're talking about declining birth rates, leave that white part implied, because the same people who will talk about declining birth rates will shame people of color for having big families. And
yeah.
Like, you couldn't keep it together. Why do you have so many kids?
Because you know how they're worried that white people will be the minority in the future?
Yeah, and that's what they mean by declining birth rates. They're not actually worried about like population. They're worried about the great replacement. And so she doesn't need to say that white people thing. And I feel like she's just throwing that in there to be like, so do you get it? Do you get it? Like I'm doing the thing. I'm saying the thing that you want me to say.
Buzzwords.
Because she doesn't give like a rationale for it either. She's not like, she doesn't try to defend it or like give any sort of logic for it. She's just like, white people, and next point. So I'm like, you know what you're doing, and you're not doing it well. Your heart's not in it.
I'm trying to see more information about this girl. What? Lily Gaddis. Does she have a LinkedIn?
I doubt it. But spoiler alert, right when she got like famous with the far right, they immediately started calling her Jewish and transvestigating her.
They thought she was not of the gender that she's presenting.
They're like, you look like a man and you have a big nose. And it's like this is it's the leopards eating people's faces party. Like you could try and be one of the good ones, but they're gonna turn on you.
That's hilarious. I gotta see how this ends.
I want you to take the time out of your day to thank a single mom, because us girls getting knocked up, we're the only ones helping with the declining birth rate. You're welcome, America. You're fucking welcome. God.
So people were calling her baby mixed. There's like one picture of her baby online, and you can't really see what race it is, but they're like,
she's a mother? I didn't know she was a mother.
Yeah, she's a single mom, I think. So she says, that's why she's like, thank us. And so they're like, you're a single mom of a mixed baby, and you're trying to get a community in the alt-right. Like, what are you doing? But I guess, that was Pearly Things. She's trying to be the next Pearly Things.
She is. How is Pearl doing these days? I know her channel is. That's a great question. I know her channel is flopping. Like, she is not getting. She used to get so many views, and she used to have like 15 people in one video. And now it's just like her alone in front of a camera. I'm like, what are you doing? I don't even understand why she does this, because she has like a rich family. But anyway. Yeah.
Yeah, now I'm looking. Oh, she fell off.
Yeah, she fell off.
I'm so like, part of me wants to watch these videos, and part of me is like, this just looks so boring. I'm so bored by it. Like, it's so. Give me more to work with here. But then I have one more.
If getting like 20,000 views a video is falling off, I hope to fall off. But getting that,
I know I'm in no place to talk. But like,
with 2 million subscribers is like
2 million subscribers. Oh, and you know what? I guess she wasn't getting a lot of views to begin with.
She used to get a lot of views.
Well, I'm looking at her popular, and I guess hundreds of thousands.
Yeah.
Which is quite a bit more. I figured she'd have a 1 million view video on here. Maybe on her. Does she have another channel?
Wait, no. She took a bunch of her videos down.
Oh, okay.
That's the thing. Like all those videos where it was like 15 women all together. Nah, she used to get like 5 million, 7 million.
That's what. Yeah, she was big for like a second there.
Andrew Tate. She had an interview with Andrew Tate. That's not even up anymore. I
gotta be honest. Like, how do I say this?
What?
I'm actually not going to say it. I'm not
What?
going to say it.
Say
I'm
it.
going to sound like a bitch.
You gotta say it. You gotta say it.
Okay. The deal on the right for a long time, like if you look at like Fox News hosts or like Newsmax anchors, is that they have a very specific look to them and they're very conventionally attractive and they're blonde and
I know what you're gonna say.
they have a look. And these girls keep trying to enter the space and there's a barrier to entry there. All right? Like I wouldn't succeed in the far right either. I'm not like,
I mean, hey, Brett Cooper
I'm
succeeded.
in a glass house here. I'm not trying to
Now,
they wouldn't like me either.
You could no, it's just you could. It's just your if you straightened your hair, if you went bleach blonde with it, and you put on like a I don't know, a pantsuit or a dress or not. No, they don't like pantsuits. No,
Yeah,
you could fit in. Pearl is. I don't want to trash. I don't want to.
I know it's like it's so like chauvinistic and like shitty. But like they don't wear makeup, and they don't like. It's not. It's like dress for the job you want. I don't know.
Hey, if Brett Cooper can succeed, you can succeed.
I guess so, but she just looks like Ben Shapiro. She
is that the reason she succeeds? Is that the reason she succeeds? Because she looks
I would
the
think
brows?
that a non-zero part of her appeal is that she looks like a young female Ben Shapiro. She looks like his little sister. She looks more like his sister than his sister does.
Is Brett Cooper Jewish?
Oh, no way. Oh, wait, actually, on the Daily Wire, she totally could be, but I'm going to say probably not.
Nah, she's not Jewish. But I knew it the second you started. I was like, "What are you gonna say about Pearl?" Then I was like, "Oh yeah." Hey, Pearl has some. All I'm gonna say is Pearl's shoulders are broader than mine. She looks like she could lift me up and like carry me from danger. Yeah.
Good for her. If she works out, if she's like, but I don't really know. I haven't paid that much attention to like her body type. She
was a professional women's basketball player in the past.
Right. So like, good for her if she's got that athletic build. But that's not. They want their women tiny and like submissive. Like you just.
If there's ever a fire, I'm gonna jump into her arms and she'll carry me over her shoulder out the door. And we'll be good. She'll carry both of us. She'll carry me on one shoulder, and you on the other shoulder, and we're out that door. Like,
yeah, we're good. We're good to go. Oh, but I have one more. I have one more.
Did you put it in?
That I downloaded, and this one is called "Okay, This Has to Be a Bit." That's what I titled it because I'm like, I don't even remember what it is, but I was just like, "There's no way."
Did you put it in? Is it the only one?
Yeah.
You know why I'm always right? And it's not because I'm smart. Like, I'm stupid. I'm a dumbass. I've never said or pretended that I'm smart. But I always get it right because I'm always ahead of the curve. And here's why. I don't do what everybody else is doing. What everybody else is doing is always wrong. They always blindly follow somebody else. They always are blindly following the government. Like everybody who got.
It's like
you're blindly following the government.
She's just saying nothing. I think that's what it is. And I know that's her whole thing. She's like, oh, I yap, but it's just a whole lot of yap and not a lot of yip. She just says a lot and there's no substance and it doesn't sound like she believes anything that she's saying.
She doesn't have this almost makes me respect the alt-right that is believable and is like
right.
Like
yeah, because a lot of them are grifters and
believes in it. She just doesn't have that dog in her. She don't got that dog in her. She's not for real.
I'm telling you, I could do a better job. not to toot my own horn too much, I could deliver a convincing perform. I'm not going to. Sick cam.
Sick cam. Weekly cam. I hope you've been eating. Yeah. Did you eat more than eggs? Get that nutrients, bro.
I should eat. I haven't eaten anything today.
What? Dude. Every time I talk to you, it could be 4 PM. You're like, I have not eaten today. I'm like, man.
And then I reach for my...
You just down energy drinks. All I've had today is water and I had me a large meal. I'm good though.
Oh right, you have your one large meal.
Yep. One meal.
Set. Your mono meal. But yeah, no, her heart's just not in it. Like, she's not... Also, I can't tell if she's... She kind of looks like she's driving.
Well, it looks like she's in the passenger seat.
If she's in the passenger seat, that's weirder, though. Because that means someone is driving, and she's like, okay, hold on, I gotta make a video. And there's someone... I think you're right. I think she is in the passenger seat. She's looking at the camera too much.
Yeah, look at the way the seat belt is angled. This has to be if it was the front seat. Unless this is like a mirrored video.
It could be flipped, because it's her front camera.
Yeah.
So it could be flipped. But that's so weird.
The vaccine, half of them just got it because, why not? I don't have to, but everybody else is getting it. They got the Band-Aid, and, I'd like to get it too. Like, are you stupid? Are you dumb? Really?
Why is she talking about the vaccine in 2024? All right.
Yeah, it's like she's
This is the only edit. The only edit I want you to make, look up this video of Joe Budden shouting 2024. Say 2024! Just cut that into this, bro.
Then shut the fuck up in 2024!
I'll send it to you later, but
yeah,
it will fit exactly.
I'm keeping all this in. I'm keeping all
Keep it in there. One take Jake. It has... Because that's my mind. When I'm like, she's talking about the vaccine in 2024? I'm like, get out of here, bro.
I mean, I will say that is kind of their MO, is to just, like, carry out this... But even for right-wing... Like, they've moved on to other stuff. We're not talking about the vaccine anymore. Talk about DEI. You got that in the first video. Talk about... I don't know. DEI is the big one right now. What else are they talking about? Talk about the, what's it called? The Trump trial. And how no one's above the law, but no one's below the law either, which, no, everyone's below the law. That's what that means. But that's okay. They don't need to say things that make sense.
I hate the things that people be talking about, man. Dude, I was at work, and I've like done things to make money. Like I've done like odd jobs to like stack up like landscaping or whatever. But I'm at like a full, like, where I'm getting like weekly like 700, 800, 900 a week. And I'm like, and I'm working around a lot of, this is like a rural area. I mean, you were in the area I was in. It's kind of that like small town vibes. And I'm like, these boomers, man. Like, this is what they do. They don't even enjoy life. They're just always... They talk about how the leftists whine about things all the time. But I'm like, these boomers, they can't take it. Like,
yeah. They
don't know peace. I'm like, I can't live this way, man.
Yeah. Yes, I concur. that we thing that everyone keeps putting under tweets that's just like, yeah, that's me.
Is there anything else going on with this girl?
I'm going to her Twitter.
Oh yeah, you know the most important thing we need to talk about though, at some point. Don't let.
Oh, don't let.
All right.
Can't forget don't let.
Don't let.
Oh my god. What? Oh no!
What?
I'm seeing typical disrespectful young people. Stop adding your wannabe clever cuts of footage from other things. What did you even add?
There was like maybe, dude, I don't know what it is with these movies. I will literally make these because I know old people, they want to watch most of the movie. I left probably like, I'd say 70% of that video was just us in silence.
It's just us watching the movie.
Watching that movie.
What did you add?
There was like no edits. I don't even know.
It was just like a condensed version of the movie. I thought it was fun.
It was like you did. It was like if you didn't watch the movie, you would get the point. Like, oh, so this is Cam Twitter. This is what
This is Cam Twitter.
This is what you see every day. Your timeline is so much different than mine. Oh, you got
Oh,
crossword.
here, let's see. Here she is. Yeah, crossword Twitter. Let's see what's going on. Yeah, see? Groip! We got groipers. We got groipers in her comments. Nick Fuentes fans.
Oh, man.
Your child
least
doesn't look
these
white, though,
guys-
so how does this help us? Race mixing L.
It's funny because black people and white people are both against a certain type of black people and a certain type of white people are both
against race mixing, yeah.
like, dude, they are. You've seen the Dr. Umar. Stay away from the snow bunnies. Whoa, what is this?
Oh,
What's
this?
going
I
on
don't know.
here?
I have no idea.
This is what I see anytime I'm like out in a public setting and I open up Twitter. This is the type of stuff I see immediately.
I want... Oh, did she take her... Did she
Turn her
deactivate
Twitter
her
down?
Twitter?
See, she don't got that dog in her. She
yeah,
couldn't handle
no,
it. She couldn't handle it.
She couldn't handle it. And you know what? I don't blame her. Like, I don't want to get attacked by a bunch of groipers. I don't need that in my life. Oh, it doesn't switch tabs with me. That's fine. I'm checking her TikTok to see if it... Oh, she deleted her TikTok too!
Yo, she couldn't take it. She gone.
She's gone. She deleted all her shit.
Yeah.
I don't want edit.
And this is how
Then
I
shut the
feel
fuck
about
up in 2024. You sound
Yo,
dumb.
it. That's how I
You
feel about
stuck
all
up
this.
Gen Z putting in your edits of other videos.
I love. You know, I gotta look at these Godfather comments right now because there was some other. I mean, most of them are positive. All you do
Oh,
is
wait, I found a
talk.
new one.
Someone commented, "What are those subtitles?" And because you know they're in
Yeah.
Comic Sans. I was like the dialogue of the movie. Let me see. You guys just talk and talk over the movie and over the dialogue and about things unrelated. LOL.
That's-
Funny how you're bragging about crap films you usually watch and feel uncomfortable with this. What? When did we do that?
What are you talking about?
We
What
were just
is
talking
going
about
on
The
with
Godfather.
Like, are you
We will-
okay?
We literally just talked about The Godfather. And we talked about movies related to The Godfather. Like, well, no, I guess because we talked about Jack and Jill. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But I mean, that's Al Pacino.
I know,
guess that
right when I
those
brought
were
up
the
Al
edits.
Pacino, I was like, the old people watching this video are going to get mad at me. Because they think of Al Pacino as the guy from The Godfather, and I think of him as the guy from the Dunkin' Donuts commercial in Jack and Jill. And that makes me a piece of shit zoomer.
What's my name? Dunkachino.
Dunkachino.
But oh yeah, is it time to talk about Don't Let?
Oh,
Is
sure,
it
we can
time-
talk about Don't Let.
Is it time to add this to the? You're gonna have to put the video in.
Yeah, so I've been going through like some of my old hard drives, and I found this video, and it's from like 2 years ago, and I have no idea what it is or why it is cut like this. I have no clue why I would have put these clips together and then exported it. It's so bizarre.
Don't let
Like, what? Why? What is it? I don't understand. Why did I do that? I don't know.
If you said Don't Let and then move to that position, I'd be like, okay, that's it. But it's the fact that it's Don't Let
It's
and
the
then
cut,
it immediately
and the message
cuts
is up in the air. I don't know
Don't-
why.
Don't Let.
Why did I do that? For the life of me, I can't figure out why I did that. I don't know. Don't let.
What were you filming with this?
I was filming, the video is called, I think, like, It's Not Over Till We Say It's Over, or something like that. It's from 2 years ago. Because I recognized the outfit and the hair and the background. It's called It's Not Over Till We Say It's Over.
It's
And
still
I'm
this
gonna look
current.
in the transcript if I say don't let in here.
It's still this current background. It's the same
Yeah.
background.
It was new at that point. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I
Wait,
don't
are
say
you wearing
don't
the
let in
same
the
shirt?
video.
Are you wearing? No, it's a
I'm not
different
wearing the
shirt.
same shirt. I'm wearing a different shirt.
Do you just make your own shirts?
I do.
Because you always have such specific shirts. I'm like,
I'm
where
very
are you?
silly.
Where are you getting these shirts from?
I'm just a girl in her heat press.
Don't let, don't.
I have no clue. I have no explanation for it.
Yeah, man, you better censor the feet. Free feet.
I know, I'm censoring that. No free feet pics.
I remember when I told because Noob is a very sheltered. He's a sheltered boy. He's a sheltered
Oh,
old
yeah.
man. He was not on the internet. You were like of the internet. We're like 3 stages of it. Like you
Mhm.
were like on the internet, like in your like probably like 9. You were like using that
Mhm.
computer and stuff. I got heavy on the internet at like maybe 16. I was kind of already probably when I started making YouTube videos with friends when I was like 15, 16. That's kind of when I like that's the
Mhm.
only reason
That's probably a
I
better way
made
to be.
a
But
social media. Like I never like I wouldn't have a Twitter or anything if I didn't like I wouldn't even have a YouTube account. Like I would just be not doing this type of stuff if it wasn't for YouTube purposes.
mhm.
But Noob, he didn't get internet. I remember because I set up the internet at his house. He didn't have internet.
Mhm.
And he had it. He just didn't know how to set it up. He had cable, but and the internet was included, but he never set it up because it's a bunch of old people in his house, and he's old in
Mhm.
spirit as well. So I had to set it up for him. And I remember when I finally connected it, and he had some old imagine some old like white computer with the thick monitor and all that.
Yeah.
And I remember it connected, and he raised his fist in the air with triumph when it finally connected to the internet. Oh, and then we were able to play video games online together. That was the reason I did it. I was like, we got to play games together, bro.
Mhm.
Like young me. I had a really high voice when back in those
That's
days.
so silly.
We got to play games together, bro. Let me set up your internet. So I'm over there setting it up. But
So silly.
anyway, I was bringing this up to say he never heard of I mean obviously a foot fetish is a thing that is out there, but he
Mhm.
didn't know about Wiki Feet, that there's a
Yeah.
database of everyone's foot. If there's a foot in the photo, it's been locked in. Like
Mhm. I'm gonna make my WikiFeed debut as
oh
a
yeah.
G-list celebrity.
Oh yeah, I was about to say, are you 18 in that? But yeah, if it was like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
But I guess do they care? If it's
I'm
like
sure they don't care, yeah.
I just went to the wiki feed. Let me see what goes on this website.
I've never been on WikiFeet.
This is a very dated website. This literally looks like a website from like 2003.
See, I'm venturing in for the first time. Oh, yeah, wow. You weren't kidding. This is so bizarre.
This
I think
is
I was telling you, I
freaky.
was like with a group of friends once and we were all joking about like feet. And then this one guy's like, yeah, I'm into feet. We were like,
Was he
okay.
real or was it a bit or was it like
No,
real?
totally earnestly. Just like, yeah, I'm into feet.
Hey,
And we're like,
shout out to him.
okay,
Shout out to him.
cool.
I mean, like,
Great.
I'm not gonna shame as long as they're not weird about it. It's kind
Yeah,
of
do
like
your thing on here.
people are into. I mean, the things that are socially
Mhm.
acceptable to be into. Like,
Yeah.
like it's the same. Like as like you could be into it, but as long as like you're not staring at someone's feet, or it's the same.
Mhm.
Like as long as you're not odd about it, I'm not gonna. As long as you're not Dan Schneidering and getting people to
Mm.
send in footage of you doing, like, send in feet pics and stuff, then I'm letting it slide.
Mhm.
Now WikiFeed is in my browsing history.
Yeah, great. Good stuff.
Who are these celebrities?
I was
Maybe I'm
gonna say I
just
don't recognize anyone on the front page.
wait. Leah Michelle. I know who Leah Michelle is.
I don't see her on here.
That's the girl from Glee, right?
Yeah. Oh, there's the names on here. Okay, Amanda Stenberg. I know her.
You're gonna be on there. The moment this posts, someone, the feet people will find it.
No free feed pics. Um,
Camilla. Oh, okay. I know Camilla Cabello,
Cabello,
however.
yeah. Browse all celebs.
What Moon Bloodgood? Who is that a real name, or is this a certain type of actress that
I was gonna say I just went to browse all celebs, and it's a bunch of like adult actors. Where I'm like, yeah, you can see more than just their feet, but
Okay.
yeah,
Oh
there's
no,
pretty much
Moon Bloodgood. This is not an adult. This is just her name. Her name is
Hmm?
Moon Bloodgood.
What on earth is this? Oh, it's from a movie. This guy is like gnawing on this woman's foot.
Wait, what movie? I feel like I know this movie.
Oh, I
What?
don't know. Oh, maybe it's not a movie. It just has subtitles, so I think it's a movie.
Oh,
But
this is the feet segment.
I don't want to do the feet segment anymore.
This is the feet segment.
I'm done with the feet segment. Don't let.
Ugh. Don't let. Don't let. Don't.
It confuses me. I'm like, what are you trying to do? Because you're like peeking up over like into the camera.
Yeah.
I'm like, what is
I
going
mean, I could see like being at the end of filming. Sometimes I'll just like flop around or whatever. Like
on?
before I turn off the camera, I'll just be like,
Oh yeah, I've
but
seen you
like,
do that before. I've seen the moment we're done recording and you just flop to the
yeah.
because you're always in bed.
Yeah.
Have you always recorded in bed? Is that has that always been like your spot?
Not always. I used to go to, oh my God. When I
I can't believe this.
I don't think I um I filmed like YouTube videos for a year or two before I actually started posting YouTube videos. I would just be like, "Hey guys," like to my to the camera. But um at that point my mom had like a full-length mirror in her room and I would drape a blanket over it to be like my backdrop. And then that would be my I'm sure I could find like an old video. If I go to my oldest videos. Oh yeah, I had a wall. I just had a white wall in my old room that I would film in front of.
How old were you when you started?
10?
You were 10? You were
I think I
breaking
was 10
YouTube
when I posted my
guidelines.
first YouTube video,
You were
but I took a
breaking
bunch of them
YouTube
down.
guidelines.
So the first one that's up is 9 years ago, so I would have been 13, maybe 12. I think I was 12 in this video. But yeah, I filmed in front of this white wall for a while, and then I decorated the wall, and then I moved.
Like
Still
Amir's
haven't
dad.
moved. Oh, I decorated the wall a couple different ways. I would decorate the wall in a bunch of different ways. And then it was just a plain white wall again. I'm just looking at my going from oldest.
Then you started watching Dottie and were
And then I
like
put up
really
my yeah, and
close
then I
to the
put up my
camera.
lights.
You were
I
like
I
really
was,
close.
and then I was really close to the camera and I had little string lights in the background. And then we moved and yeah, once we got to this house that I'm in now, I don't have a blank wall in this room. So I just film here.
Yo, I'm watching this. I'm watching this your video. Am I pregnant? I'm like, you are so close to this camera. Just zooming in on boobs and areolas. What is going on with this video?
Are you watching it without sound?
No, I'm watching it,
Or you're
but
watching it with
I
sound?
like
Yeah.
I like cut to like a part, and it just was zoomed
Oh
in straight
yeah.
to boobs and areolas.
Because I was
and
like,
it's
I can't
just
be taking this quiz. This is
it is just
inappropriate.
it is just your face so close to the camera. You're like,
These lights are so cute. Where did I get these? I don't.
I love how
I have
they're not
no.
gonna know what we're looking at all. Anyone,
I know.
it's
I'll
like,
put
what
stuff
are we
on
looking
screen.
at? Oh man.
Oh my goodness. Oh, I just got comments on my videos. Cam, you're beautiful. I like you. And then like 10 hearts. And then on a different video, Cam, you're a whole decade younger than me. And then like 5 hearts.
Was that on the Dear 25-year-old me thing?
No. The first one was on my Willy Wonka video, and then the second one was on my 8th grade time capsule. I made a video. It was in, would it have been middle school? I'm gonna say it was middle school. I made this video, and someone commented, I'm gonna say maybe 30 times on the video, fugly slut, fugly slut, fugly slut, fugly slut, and then one, still fapped though.
How old were
And I was
you?
in middle school, and I was like,
Yo.
okay. I don't remember which video it was. And I feel like I left them on there, but YouTube might have taken them down.
Still fapped. That is
I was like, okay.
another title for this. Still fapped though.
Still
But
fapped. Can't
I
be putting
hate
that in
that
our
word.
thumbnail.
I hate that word. When
No
people
fapping.
are like
Fap, fap,
fapping,
fap,
I
fap,
don't
fap.
know. I just hate that word because
Yeah.
it brings me back to a time when people would just comment fap 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 under everything.
Yeah.
It's kind of over now. I guess has like gooning replaced that. I don't want this to spiral into this stuff. The
Gooning and fapping
gooners.
are a little different, but they're
What
not
is
too different.
I don't know the lingo. I don't fully understand what gooning is. I'm not on the internet.
It's some weird horny bullshit.
The gooners, the goonies.
The gooners. They like to fap. The gooners like to fap. And we'll say that.
So many sound bites I could pull
I
from
know.
this.
I guess to that point, because I feel like fapping, that was like in the age of like Rage comics, and I guess Wojaks replaced Rage comics.
Yeah. I miss when memes were like that. Remember when meme was like just a drawing of Nicolas Cage and it
Yeah.
would be or be like Les Gentlemen. Now a
Mm-hmm.
meme is like I'm like I could look at a meme and understand it in like 2010. But nowadays, if you look at something, I'm like what am I looking at? Like I don't understand what these memes mean these days. I'm
I
like
had
this
like a
doesn't
language and
make sense.
technology class a semester or two ago where we talked about like what is the grammar, like the typology of a meme. Like how do you define a meme? Meme. It was like how do you
Let's
define a
crack.
meme? And people were like we were kind of trying to figure it out, and someone was like, there has to be like a factor, like relatability. It's like, no, but there doesn't anymore. That used to
It,
be a thing. It used to have to be relatable. Now it just has to be like,
memes will get so distorted to the point that I don't even understand what the intent of this is, and then I see comments of everyone laughing.
yeah.
I'm at the certain old age of 26
I was
where
gonna say you're like maybe right out of that threshold where those kinds of memes are funny.
yeah, I'm at the old age of 26 where I see something online, I read it, and if I don't understand it, I don't even attempt to understand it. I'm just like,
Hmm.
well, let the kids do what the kids are doing, and I and I scroll
Yeah, you're like
away.
not my place. I yeah, I can only sometimes venture into like the Gen Alpha brain rot. Oh, this stopped
Wait, no,
recording.
you're
That's
that's like
tough.
after us.
Why did this? What happened here?
What's going on?
My recording stopped.
Well, it's
Or
still
did
going
it?
on. It's going on
Yeah,
my
it's
end.
it's whatever. If it doesn't work, I'll just use this footage.
But yeah,
This footage is freezing up so much though.
it hasn't freezed up too badly.
Yeah. Well,
But
anyway.
but yeah, I was about to,
Um,
you're not Gen Alpha, right?
no, I'm not Gen Alpha, but
What is the age range of Gen Alpha?
I think born in like 2010 and after.
Hmm.
Um,
And they're online. They're out here.
yeah. But I will sometimes see it with like the kids that I babysit. They'll be like, "Do you have?" I mean, W Riz is like
Double. They
in
talking
that
about.
like middle ground, but yeah, because they're like, okay, I need to quit this application because it's making everything run so about 7 hours to save. What is going on? Okay, um,
Dude, I didn't even
yeah,
understand. I didn't even understand what Riz meant for like a solid year. I didn't. I would read it in. I guess because people would use it. You know, people will say stuff in a way where it won't grammatically make sense. Like
mm,
like like oomph. I didn't know what that it meant to one of my followers or like
oh sure,
because they would say one of my oomphs. So
yeah, oomph
like
is so dumb.
I'm like,
I
what
don't
does
like
that
oomph.
even mean? Like,
I've grown to like oomphy. I think oomphy is funny, but people who actually say oomph like not as a joke, I'm like, what is this?
but I
Like,
didn't
it's so weird.
understand what Riz meant for the longest. I don't use it. You will never see me talking about Riz. I'm because I'll see like I was watching like some podcast with like these. It was that one guy Andrew Scholes, that comedian guy. It was like a clip of his podcast where he talked about Riz, and I was like, "You're like 40 years old. What are you saying Riz for?"
Yeah. It's funny, my friend's dad likes to try and do that stuff. But it's like funny because he doesn't take it seriously. Um, he mostly just does it to mess with my friend's little sister because she like hates it. So she'll be like eating, and he's like, "How's your food? Is it bussin'?" And she's like, "Dad, stop!"
Oh no.
And then we'll like feed him new words. We're like, "Ask if it has Rizz.
I
Ask if
hate
it
I
call
hate
it
the way
Skibidi."
that like I hate the way how Gen Z and Gen Alpha slang is just black slang from when I was like my whole
Yeah, for
life.
sure. For sure.
When I was growing up, if I talk like, can I ask a question? They'd be like, do you want to ask me a question or ask me? Like it was
Yeah.
constant correction. Why are you talking like that? Why are you saying this be like that or like ain't? But now it's like you go on Twitter, this be like y'all, like they're all on
And they're
there
like,
like
it's Gen Z meme speak. It's like,
yeah.
Like it'll be like something like my I've heard my auntie or grandma say my whole life, and then they're like repurposing it as internet slang. I'm like, this is not, this is
yeah.
insane. Like I'm like, we need to hide our words from them because they take it.
Gentrifying Gen Z. Gentrify Z.
Like it'll be some stuff, and it's wild because like when I was growing up, if I was talking like this, I would come across as uneducated. Like if I'd be like, "Come on, man, what y'all
Hmm.
doing? What y'all doing up in here?" Like, but now that's just how everyone talks. But they don't say it with no swag. They'll say it with like
For
full
yeah.
enunciation. Like a black person be like y'all, but they'll be like y'all. Like they'll say it
Hmm.
like too much enunciation. You just gotta say what y'all doing over there. Like, but they'll say it too much like y'all. Like they're like enunciating it
Hmm.
in a way that it doesn't sound natural. Like you type this way. It was like that tweet where people were like, "Do y'all use internet slang in real life?" And then some like there was all these replies that were saying like, "No, I only type this way. I don't say this
Hmm.
in real life. Like this is it's a weird thing to me like to
Yeah.
talk away online."
Well, it's weird hearing like this 5-year-old kid that I babysit saying like gyat. I'm like, you're not supposed to say that. And you're definitely not supposed to say it like that.
That bothered me. I remember people misusing gyat. Like she
I
got that
can't okay,
gyat.
I look, I'm a linguistic descriptivist. Words mean what you say they mean. But that's not what gyat means. You can't just yeah, that one ticks me off too.
I didn't even understand it. Like you're just taking it, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, for the algorithm, don't let.
For the algorithm. Oh, are we calling it? Are we done?
Did you have more to say?
I don't
Did
know.
you?
I guess not.
I was just looking at the clock. I was like, oh, already like an hour and like 14
Yeah.
minutes went by.
Oh, I guess I do have to edit this. I have
Yeah,
to
I
keep
don't.
myself in mind.
And I know you watched the full thing. You're not one take.
I
Jake
do, yeah.
Truly. I watched that last podcast, and within 5 seconds, I was like, an edit right away.
I put a few edits in the last one. It was mostly visual aids. It was mostly like, oh, this thing that we're talking about, I'll put that on screen.
I was like, there's an
But
edit immediately.
yeah, I'm not the perfect podcast editor, but
But for the algorithm, what makes the whites happy makes the blacks upset. Is there anything else that must be said?
don't let.
Don't let. Wait, what?
Don't let.
What will this be titled? Don't let. It has to be like linked to the beginning.
I like just calling it "Who Was in Paris," though.
Who was in
I
Paris?
just think that's funny.
It's funny when white people say that song. They're just like they just call it Paris. Like
Yeah,
they just call it Paris.
yeah. I'm like, that song. You know what song I'm talking about. I don't
What
need to
song?
say it, do I?
Paris. You talking about the Chainsmokers song?
Oh yeah. There's not the Chainsmokers one.
But camera. Oh yeah, I haven't brought cook. What? So what are you going to eat today, Cam?
Oh, I don't know.
What are you going to eat today?
I'm going to my cousin's later, so I'm gonna eat whatever he made. This is not my problem. I don't know.
If you come to Ohio and I feel we have to cook something, bro. I don't know.
I know.
Cook food.
I should learn to cook.
That girl with that apron that was saying nigga,
I know, she's a step ahead of me.
Nigga girl is ahead. Is ahead of the game.
I can't believe I'm losing that N-word girl.
Nigga girl's got you beat. She used garlic powder and hot sauce. She was doing something.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God! I can't believe this! Yo, I can't believe this! Yo, I cannot believe this! Oh my God! I can't believe this!